We often hear about programs which help young students to become stronger readers, but sometimes adults need help and might be afraid or hesitant to reach out. The Literacy Project of Northampton offers adult education classes, opening doors for people and creating opportunities that are life-changing. I spoke with Judith Roberts, the executive director of the Literacy Project, and Joe Lubold, a student, to hear about the impact the program is having.
So the Literacy Project is a small nonprofit. We work in Franklin and Hampshire counties only, and we're in 5 towns: Amherst, Northampton, Greenfield, Orange, and Ware. So we serve a large area, 1,500 square miles, very rural area. And what we're doing is helping adults get ready to study for and pass what's now called the HiSET test. A lot of people know it as the GED, so that's the former name. Now we call it the HiSET, which stands for High School Equivalency Test. And we have about 200 or 300 students every year in our 5 classrooms, all adults. The youngest are 16, but they have to have parental permission. And as you'll get to talk to Joe in a few minutes, we have people who are older adults who are really looking to improve their lives.
And you're helping them, obviously, with reading, writing, and all of those things, filling out an application as well?
So the high school equivalency test tests in 5 areas: math, science, reading, writing, and social studies. So people are studying in those 5 areas to take the test, but also along the way we do what we call digital literacy, so computer skills. The students work on laptops, and people are getting support in our classrooms to fill out job applications, look towards applying to community college, because the high school equivalency test alone is not enough to really guarantee a good job, as we know. So we encourage our students to move on to community college, job training programs, and other programs.
So Joe, tell us a little bit about your story and how you became involved.
Well, I became involved because the economy got to a spot where I lost my job. I was 52 years old, could not write and read well at all. Had trouble. There was too many people in front of me that could fill out an application. And when you can't do that, you just start to feel inadequate. Yeah. And you don't even go because there's too many people in front of you. I knew I needed to get the education. I couldn't wait no longer. My life might be over, so to speak, because I'm older, but that lack of education has hurt me along the way. And one of the reasons I'm here today to talk is maybe you're not out there in need of education, but you have a child that does, a son, a daughter, a nephew. Get them to this project. It means everything to have a good education.
Well, I think the point that you're making certainly is it's never too late. Obviously your life is not over. Here you are. You have so much to offer and to contribute and to give, but it must have been a big stumbling block for you. Obviously you were able to do well enough. I think you worked in a machine shop, which that's a great job, and there are a lot of opportunities in the area now with precision manufacturing. But being able to fill out a job application, things like that, things that maybe people would take for granted, is something that you dealt with.
Absolutely, and that's why, basically I'm here. You're right. My life ain't over, but when I say it's over, I mean my working career is getting more near its end. Mm-hmm. I'm going to survive. But anyone who's younger or in their 20s or 30s or 40s who still has 20 years to go, don't give up. Right. Come get your education.
How did you get through high school knowing that you were not, well equipped to read? I know there are a lot of different circumstances.
Listen, school to me was bad. It was the enemy. I think at a young age I couldn't read. They kind of passed me along. I hate to say that, but they did. And when I got old enough to where I knew I needed help at 14 or 15, I was probably feeling too cool to ask for it.
And embarrassed, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wasn't one who allowed people to bully me or anything. I was more of the aggressor. So no one pushed me around. But thank God I did, when I left school, get a job. Yeah, and times were different. You could do it back then. People said, oh, let's see what you can do. Oh, yeah, we like you. Well, today, you need that education. It's important. Come get it.
Is his story, it can't be unique in the people that you see, right? There have to be many people in that situation, you know, that for one reason or another either put it off or maybe were embarrassed, you know, to seek help.
Well, we have all different kinds of people. So there's as many stories as we have students about why someone did not graduate high school. And in Joe's case, you know, he can speak to his own story. And we have other adults who went through school, didn't graduate, got a job, but now find themselves like, we have a grandmother who came to our class and she said, I need to help my grandchildren with their homework. And so that's a big reason people say they want to help their parents who want to help their kids. More than half of our students are parents themselves. And parents who failed school, their kids tend to fail school. So if they get their education, it lifts up the whole family. So we encourage, as Joe said, we encourage people to come back, and we can work with students at whatever level they're at. We also see refugees and immigrants. Now we don't teach English. So once a person has gone through English as a second language program or learned to speak English in various ways that people learn, they then come to us to study for their high school diploma. So we also serve folks like that. We serve people whose education was interrupted by incarceration, or some people who kind of stumbled along the way with drugs or alcohol, and then they're in recovery and they come to us. So there's many, many different reasons why a person would join our classes.
And how far along are you in the process? I mean, how long have you been taking the class, and are you reaching the goals that you set out to reach?
Well, I started in January, and I am reaching the goals that I wanted to reach. I fully expect I'm going to get my high set by Christmas. I didn't struggle in everything. But, you know, speaking to Judith about my classmates, wow, all kinds of people. And we all have good stories why we're here. And the thing that connects us is those stories. We're allowed to be a little more personal with each other. Maybe somebody was bullied, or maybe somebody was this, but they're not going to be here in our little family.